Okay. This is the book that we're going to be discussing today. This is the book in question is a State Papers, according to Goodort, a quarterly journal of government information, practices, and perspectives, spring 2003, volume 31, number 1, ISSN 00912085. This book is from the State Papers, serial set from 1817, from Timothy Pickering. There are not a lot of copies of these, very few. Of the said copy shall be these copies shall be transmitted in like manner as the act of Congress are transmitted to the executives of several states and territories, and shall be sufficient to furnish one copy to each executive, one copy to each branch of every state and territorial legislature, one copy to each university and college in each state, and one copy to the Historical Society incorporated in each state. This book is embossed with 14th Congress, First Session, Volume 2. The 14th Congress was March 4th, 1815 to March 4th, 1817. Question of this book was this book used by Abraham Lincoln as a commonplace book? This is the handwriting within it. We'll also look at the handwriting in the front, and there's also in the back, and there's also handwriting in the front of the book. First, so what we want to establish is did Abraham Lincoln actually use this type or style of copying and collecting articles to make a commonplace book and putting them together in a way that would be similar? Is he known to do such things? The articles within this book are from between, if I'm looking at them correctly, late 1839 to mid 1840, and he would have used this book sometime between 1839 to mid 1840 as part of the William Henry Harrison Whig campaign for presidency. Okay, so just flipping through the articles quickly, just to give you a feel for what the book that is in question looks like. It looks like this. The articles are clipped sideways, vertically, and meant to fit within the book in the most practicable way. All the articles are from that time period. Articles have to do with William Henry Harrison's campaign during the War of 1812, his role as a legislator, topics such as Clay and Webster and Stuart, things having to deal with internal improvements, primarily in Indiana. And also the topic of Van Buren, Taylor, General Jackson, and Harrison's relationship. Treasury notes in Indiana. And as I flip through this, just to get a feel for what this book looks like as we explore to see if there are other books like this book that Abraham Lincoln would put together. You can see there are markings within this book. Section D or CD, but probably Section D. List of members in the Indiana legislature. The goings on in Ohio, the speeches of the President of the United States, Martin Van Buren, in 1838 and 1839. And again, we're just flipping through these pages to get a feel for what this book looks like. We will focus on the articles at another time. This, for example, is the other markings within the book. Writings. Okay. So there's a lot of information in there. As you can see, I took notes on them. If you know anything about Lincoln and his involvement in the Old Soldier, many of these articles show up in the Old Soldier. Issues like Jesse B. Thomas, for example, Abraham Lincoln not only mentions him in the Old Soldier, he also debates his, I think his nephew in late 1840 as well. So there are these coincidences throughout the book that would be personal relationships or personal relations with Lincoln within these articles, such as Stuart and so on. So let's go ahead and first establish, did he do books like this? Were books like this in his, did he do these things in his style? So let's take a look. Go to the Library of Congress. It is a legitimate website. And we look up their collection. Let's go to one of his collections right here. We can see in one of the first collections of Library of Congress, yeah, he did. He did indeed. Here are two of those examples. I don't know of any other examples, but these two I do know of. There is also a family Bible in a collection, and he cut these ones out to keep track of people like Mr. Webster, which is also a person he has in the book in question. The article was cut out in a similar fashion. I do not know the history of this commonplace book here, other than that the articles are attributed to Abraham Lincoln as stated in this heading by the Library of Congress. Okay, so he did keep articles in this manner. If we go back, there's a more common, most well-known commonplace book that he did use. This is the one used in the Lincoln-Douglas debates. And it is, again, similar. We have parentheses, we have markings in the book. I'll quickly flip through these just to give an example for comparison's sake. The markings glued in the center. So we established then that, yes, the purpose of this is to show that in this video is to show that there is a book. The book fits within the timeline of Abraham Lincoln and when he would have used a book like this. There are articles glued within that book that fit the similar pattern of known commonplace books of Abraham Lincoln. The articles that are glued within that book are from 1838 to mid 1840, and they have to deal with topics that would have interested Abraham Lincoln at that time period. And so that is what we are establishing, and we have established that these all fit nicely within the topic. Okay, that's video number 1. I'll start video number 2 in a second.